Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys vs Vikings, 3 bold predictions for Sunday's matchup. A loss by the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night has kept the Dallas Cowboys in the playoff hunt, at least for one more week. This week, Dallas will look to bounce back from a loss in Detroit against another NFC North opponent, the Minnesota Vikings. Ahead of tonight's clash between the two teams, here are 3 bold predictions for the matchup. 1. Cowboys defense bounces back in a big way, forcing J.J. McCarthy into his 5th multi-interception game of the year. J.J. McCarthy's NFL career has gotten off to a rough start. After being selected with the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the former Michigan Wolverine suffered a knee injury in Minnesota's preseason opener that forced him to miss the entirety of his rookie year. On this season, McCarthy has completed an extremely uninspiring 56% of his passes to go with a 67.4 passer rating. The biggest flaw in McCarthy's game at the NFL level has been his inability to protect the football. In just 8 games, the 22-year-old has thrown 10 interceptions, including 4 multi-interception games. McCarthy also ranks in the top 15 in the league in danger plays, 16, despite playing in just 8 games. After a putrid performance last Thursday against the Lions, if the Cowboys' pass rush can show a pulse and get some consistent pressure on the young quarterback, there is a good chance he'll turn the football over. Dallas' pass rush makes up for their poor outing last week, getting plenty of pressure on McCarthy. The 22-year-old struggles under pressure once again, throwing 2 interceptions in a game for the 5th time this season. 2. Dallas' run game gets back on track as Javonte Williams records his 3rd 100-yard day of the season. It's been a struggle for the Cowboys to run the football over their last 3 games. After some early season success on the ground, Dallas has not been able to replicate that formula in their last 3 games against much stiffer competition. This week, Dallas' run game has a chance to get back on track against a Vikings defense that has struggled to stop the run in recent weeks. If the Cowboys want to win out, they'll need their run game to get back on track. In a favorable matchup against the struggling Vikings, Dallas does just that on Sunday night as Javonte Williams records his 3rd 100-yard game of the year. 3. Ryan Florenoi builds off his big performance, recording 70-plus receiving yards and scoring his 4th career touchdown. One positive to come out of last week's loss was the breakout performance by Ryan Florenoi. The 26-year-old receiver stepped up in a big way after CeeDee Lamb left with a concussion, putting together a career day. Flournoy's development has been an under-the-radar storyline to come out of this season, and it looks like the former 6th-round pick is starting to find his footing in the NFL. This week, after his big day in Detroit, the Cowboys will continue to find ways to get Flournoy involved on offense. The wideout continues his upward trajectory, recording 70-plus receiving yards and scoring touchdowns in back-to-back weeks for the first time in his career. Ravens undrafted talent received trade interest. Former 2023 undrafted product running back, Katon Mitchell has flashed this 2025 season with tons of potential, which has turned the heads of many teams to have interest in him for a possible trade. According to a source, Mitchell received trade interest before the deadline, but Baltimore turned down the offers that they received from the unknown teams. It's no surprise that the Ravens made this decision, since it's obvious that sooner rather than later, the team will need to think about life after veteran Derrick Henry. Despite signing Henry to a new extension, the veteran is slowing down, and alongside backup Justice Hill, he suffered an injury, which gave Mitchell more opportunities to carry the football this season. Given that Mitchell did receive interest this year, it wouldn't be a surprise if the Ravens listened to the potential offers in March. Hill and Henry are still under contract for next season, but what makes the Mitchell situation unique is that he's a restricted free agent this upcoming offseason. It will be difficult for teams to pursue him since Baltimore can tender him, and he could remain in the Ravens' backfield for 2026. However, he can join another roster if there is the right deal for the Ravens. The former East Carolina product hauled in 7.0 yards per attempt on 93 carries in his NFL career, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with his future moving forward. Despite Dallas overhauling their running back unit this past offseason, the Cowboys will need to continue to build a more efficient ground game. Miles Sanders will likely be gone, but the Cowboys may draft a running back in the first round. Dallas may keep Javonte Williams around only as a backup, but they haven't had an explosive back piece since the Ezekiel Elliott era. Jaden Blue has been a major disappointment, and if everything else falls, they may have to look into Mitchell to pair with Williams next season as a solid 1-2 punch. This won't be the ideal long-term relief for the biggest issue for Dallas' ground game, but it does buy the Cowboys more time to develop Blue and whoever they draft in April. If anyone wants a low-stakes trade piece, it's likely Jerry Jones, who fits in their budget.